What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Airborne in the house, dropping you guys the latest and greatest cryptocurrency news and updates. So in today's video, got a little bit different. Gonna do a little vlogging style mixed with kind of like what I normally do. But we're gonna be talking about cryptocurrency mining, specifically CKB Nervos network. I just bought 2 Goldshell miners. I hooked everything up. I like to keep things stupid simple, KISS as we used to say in the military. So by no means I'm not going to get super technical, but I'm going to show you guys how to set everything up and what things you need to buy, and also some suggestions that you can take with you in case you want to buy certain things for safety and whatnot. But hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Stick around. All right, guys. So like I said earlier, I like to keep things simple. So I'm going to try to make this as easiest and, just easy to understand for beginners. So I'm definitely a big beginner, but, if I can do it, you guys definitely can do it. So I'm going to break this video down in 3 different things, 3 different categories is what I'm going to do. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about like the supplies that you need. And I'm even going to break that down to, some recommendations and suggestions for safety, some things you might need, and then like the essential things you need to get your CKB miners up and running. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about how much these things cost, how much my whole rig, all my equipment, everything is, and then we'll go from there, okay? So first and foremost, my entire rig setup and everything that I have was about $2,000 total, okay? So first thing I'm going to go over here, I'm going to go over the safety equipment that you guys need, and then some of the maybe stuff that you might already have. You might need it, but you really don't to get everything up and running. And then last, we're going to talk about the essential things, like your power supply, obviously your Goldshell CKB boxes. So we're going to start with safety. So first thing I recommend, the total cost for all of these for your safety equipment I have is about $150, which could help save you in the long run. Your house could burn down, and this $150 fire extinguisher or whatever could save you if you're at home and your rig catches on fire. So first thing I want to go over is a hydrometer. So basically what this is, obviously if you don't know what it is, it's going to tell you your temperature and your humidity. So if you don't want your room too humid, it's going to affect your equipment and whatnot. And if it gets too hot because you're running so much, you can throw in a fan or something or whatnot. So just something small that I have clipped onto, it's actually magnetized onto my 3-tier rack that I have my CKB shells on. So this right here is only about $10 on Amazon. Again, I'll leave all these links below. There are going to be affiliate links, so you guys will help out the channel, but highly appreciate it if you guys use those links. But like I said, I'm trying to make this as easy and clear to understand as possible. So hydrometer. All right, next thing I'd recommend is a Ring indoor cam or any other type of cameras that you guys have. I know Blink makes one. Google Nest has one, but this one right here, I already have a Ring doorbell, so it was easy to set up for me, was about $60. So this I have set up on the table that I have my computer on, just overseeing everything. So you can put notifications on there, so if something like pops or makes a sound, or if it catches on fire, you're obviously gonna get that notification. And so if you're not home, you could call 911 or whatever, if there is a fire that breaks out. So it's just one of those things that you have in the back of your head where you can always look at your rig if you're not home just to make sure everything's good. So Ring indoor cam, I recommend that. Next super important thing is a fire extinguisher. So this is the First Alert home fire extinguisher. I believe you can get this on Amazon. I got it at Target. It was about $30. And this obviously, if something catches on fire, you want to be able to put it out. I do want to note that you have to make sure it is rated correctly, because they do make different kinds. Like there's ABC, so this is ABC. A puts out trash, wood, and paper. B is liquids. C is electrical equipment. So it's good to have around the house, if you don't have one, but also you gotta make sure that it is to standard. You do have that A, B, and C just for any situation. So fire extinguisher could be a lifesaver. Highly recommend that one. All right, next on the list we have is a thermal laser temperature, just so you can keep an eye on your temperatures of, the cables that are plugged into the CKB box, or some of the wall outlets that you have connected. I have a Powerline 1200, which extends your internet access, which is kind of cool, through the electrical wiring. I never even knew about that until 6fig stock trader actually told me about that, so I didn't have to run wires or Ethernet cable from my second level office down to the basement. So, but that I'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, thermal laser temp is 20 bucks. So, you know, just shoots a little laser, whatever. And then it has the temperature on there. So just a good thing to have. So all that right there is about 150 bucks, and that is the safety equipment that I'd recommend, suggest. You might already have some, but it's, I think, something good to have if you guys are getting into this. All right, next thing that we are moving into is the maybes. So you might need this, you may not, you might already have it type of thing. But first thing that I do want to talk about is the Powerline 1200. So the Powerline 1200 was about $70, and like I just previously mentioned, it extends the internet access to any room over existing electrical wiring. So it's super easy to set up. There's absolutely no setup. What you do is there's two little things that you plug into the outlets, two of the Powerline 1200s. One will go next to your router. So you'll take a wire or an Ethernet cable from your router and then directly plug this on the underside of one of the outlets. And then you take the other end, and then I have it right behind, or actually over on the side by my miners, and then you connect an Ethernet cable from that directly into your Netgear, your port that you have, or just into your CKB, depending on how many you have. So highly recommend this, Powerline 1200. I do want to note, there is a Powerline 2000 that I got, but it was getting too hot, like to the touch. So I ended up getting this one. I heard it does better with temperature. Basically, it stayed around about 91, 92 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas the other one, the Powerline 2000 I had, was getting to be around 104 to 108 degrees temperature. So I looked it up, and they said if anything 104 degrees and below is safe for these. So just please note that if you are looking at getting one of these and you're looking at getting the Powerline 1200. Basically, it's a little bit faster, pushes more megabytes per second, and there's two ports, Ethernet ports on it instead of one like this. So again, Powerline 1200, recommend that. If you guys don't want to run Ethernet lines throughout your house, it's one of the options. All right, next we have is the Netgear 8-port Ethernet switch. This is what you're going to connect your power line into, and then all your other Ethernet cables will be plugged into this, which then go into your CKB boxes, however many you have. I got 8 of them just in case I want to expand and buy more CKB boxes. So this, again, this was about 35 bucks on Amazon. Next, maybe is the 3-tier rack. So basically what everything is sitting on, a metal rack, just so there's airflow, obviously. I have them on the top. So yeah, that was about $57 on Amazon. I'll leave the link. So all these maybes totaled was about $162. So now let's move on to the essentials. So first thing I have are the 2 Goldshell CKB boxes, or 1 or 3 or however many you guys want, but these I got directly from goldshell.com from China. Each one was about $700. You do have to pay in cryptocurrency. Just note that, which is kind of cool. Kind of, part of the whole thing, the whole experience is you're paying in crypto to get your crypto mining. So what I did, I used Coinbase. I had some USDC, and then they have like their little wallet connect thing. You connect it with the Goldshell payment system or whatever, and then boom, and then you got it. So this is the Goldshell CKB box, 700 bucks. I bought 2 of them. They usually sell out really quick, so definitely recommend putting on notifications or an email sign up with them, just so you know when they do come out. You jump on the site and you get it. It did take about 2 weeks total once they shipped it via DHL, I believe. So it didn't take that long once I initially ordered it. So please note that. So about $1,400 for those 2. Next we have is the power supply, the EVGA 1000 watt power supply. This is about $208. And I believe you can run 3 CKB shells on one of these power supplies. So I'm probably going to get one more and just run that from here on out. If I do decide to get more of them, I'll have to obviously get more power supplies. So highly recommend this one. I know SixFig had one of the ones that Goldshell has, and I think it like broke. It took a dump or whatever, and broke his the breaker in his house. So this is legit. I believe this is American made, so it's good quality. It's super silent. It doesn't get hot at all. I'll leave a link into the description for this. So make sure you guys get a power supply. You need that. And then last but not least, you need your Ethernet cables. So I have a Cat 8 cable. There's like Cat 5, 6, 7, 8. It just depends on, I guess, how much data. But this, I think, is the best quality. And these can range anywhere between, what did I write down here? I don't know. They were like between 10 and 20 bucks, but you're going to need a bunch of them. These are 3 feet ones that I have going from the Netgear port switch to the CK boxes, but it all just depends on how far you have them apart and what your setup looks like. But yeah, definitely set some aside. So that right there alone was about 1,680 bucks for the essentials. So the bare minimum stuff that you guys need to get going is that. So ultimately, when you add all this up, if you do want to do this complete thing, it's about $2,000 total. Okay? All right, so next we're going to move into my actual setup. I'm going to show you guys that. All right, so this basically is my setup. It's definitely nothing pretty, but this is just kind of like how I have it worked out for now. I might, change things around and whatnot, but over here I have the power line adapter right there. So that's basically my internet router. And then that goes directly into the first port on my Netgear switch right there. I have the rack, the hydrometer is right there. And then I have the power supply there and my 2 CKB boxes right there. Surge protector, also forgot to mention that. That's, between 20 and 30 bucks. Definitely is something that you need. All right, so like I had mentioned, if you guys set up your power switch, your Netgear power switch, plug in your Ethernet into the top part right there, and then you're going to want to run that all the way into your Netgear switch. I have that in the first port right there. Then you're going to take 2 more Ethernet cables. I believe they're 3-foot Ethernet cables. And then you're going to plug those into your CKB shells boxes right here. Obviously, you're just going to take, plug them into the other 2 ports down below. And then you're going to, put one here and then one right here into the second one. And then to the left of it, you're going to have your VGA G+ power cables. So just a little bit closer look here. So obviously, you're going to take your VGA Plus cable with the little thing that hangs clip here. You plug those both in. So this one from this box goes right into the VGA 1 spot. I believe it doesn't matter, but I have mine right here. And then the next one I have from the first one over here, this VGA G+ with the little hanging clip, that goes into the first one right here. So that's into the VGA 5 VGA G+. So then you got your power cables there. Next, you're going to take your PSU power supply here, plug this in. You're not going to use it, but within the box, there's a little clip that you put on the end of it to trick that. I guess it's plugged in from what I hear, at least what 6Fig said. But you just want to do that. And then that's pretty much it, guys. You got your surge protector here. I got, obviously, the Netgear ProSafe GigaSwitch plugged in there. And then I got the power supply into here. That goes directly into the wall. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's the main setup. That's all you do for the physical aspect of it. So hopefully that made some sense, guys. But if you do have any questions, please put it in the comments. And I'll try to explain to you, in a little bit more detail. But I'm not the smartest guy, not the most technical, but if I can do it, like I said, you guys can do it too. All right, guys, so now that you have the physical aspect of setting up your CKB boxes, we're now going to move into the computer part, the virtual part or whatever that you got to set up in order to get your mining all ready to go, okay? So the first thing that you guys need to do, and I recommend and suggest, is to go to dxpool.com and create an account. So this is where you're going to be able to see all of your CKB profits and statistics and a whole bunch of different things. And just note, there are different pools that you can join, but this is the one that I'm using. It's the easiest that I've heard that you can use. So first thing, hop over to dxpool.com and create an account. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just go up to your and create an account. Okay. All right, so the next thing that you guys want to do is Goldshell does have a tutorial step by step, but I'm going to try to walk through that, but then actually show you guys on my screen or what you guys are looking at, just to ensure that, you know, kind of like you're following along as you're setting everything up is probably the easiest way to learn. So we'll just go straight through the thing. So first thing, check your miner, prepare network cable and power supply. So make sure all of your connections are good to go. You got your, you know, the green lights going. I think it's going to show red at first. That's because you haven't connected or unlocked your CKB box yet. So you got to prepare your network and power supply. Then you link your power supply and network cable. So next step that you're going to do once you got everything connected before you turn on the power supply is you need to get the IP of the miner and enter the miner's setting interface. So there's two options. So the option that I went with is the second option, which is using the Goldshell software. So what you'll do is you need to download the miner management software called Yada BC. So what you do is you click on this link, click on software, and then you click on this file and you download it. So once you download that, you're going to get something that looks like this. So this is where your IP address is going to show up. And before you guys freak out and you're like, oh, the IP address or whatever of my CK box isn't showing up. So what you want to do is go to your miner back here, and there's a little button that we're going to press. So when I press this button, boom, your IP address shows up. So you're going to right click on that and then open admin page. So right here, this is going to bring you to the Goldshell link right here that has a bunch of, you know, your hash rate chart and then a bunch of miner preferences and whatnot and your system settings, so on and so forth. So once you download that, you're going to right click on that and open it up, because there's two things you got to do. You have to unlock your CKB box, and then you also have to update the firmware, and then third, you also have to pick your mining pool. So once you guys do that, unlock the miner. So when you open that tab up here in the top right corner, it's going to say locked. You just click it, unlock it, and I believe the default password is just 123456789. Then you have finally successfully unlocked your CKB box. Next, you're going to want to select your pool that you do. So you'll come back to this tab. You're going to click on your miner. There should be like a pool setting thing right here that it's going to show up. But what you guys want to do is click add, click on DX pool, because that's what you created an account with earlier. And they also have other pools, FT pool, via BTC pool, and Spark pool too. So you'll click DX pool, put in your username and password that you created, and then that should link your Goldshell to their pool, to the DX pool. So once you're good to go with that, you'll connect it, and then you can, I guess, pretty much go back. You linked your pool, you go to your system settings. Okay, so next thing you got to do is update your firmware for your CKB box. So what you want to do there is you want to go to the home page of Goldshell, or click support, and then you want to click on tutorial, software. Since we are using the Yada MC and firmware, it says all the firmware upgrades Goldshell miner, get the latest version. You'll click this link right here, and you want to scroll down and make sure whatever, you know, CKB box that you have, which we have, what I'm using, what I'm talking about in this video is the CK box firmware Goldshell. So you download that, save it to a folder, go back to your tab for the Goldshell. You're going to click this link. Here's your firmware Goldshell. Click it, and then it should update. It takes about like a minute or two. You're going to hear the fans and the kick in, and it's going to get real loud and whatnot. That's all completely normal. So then you're done. You're good to go. You're done. So you've assigned your pool, you've unlocked it, and you've updated the firmware. Now, what you want to do, if you want to start checking like your like how much you're making and your hash rate and whatnot, that's where you go back to your DX pool. So What you want to do first is you want to link your external wallet wherever you have. If you have a Neuron wallet and you stake, you can put that address there. You'll click on wallet. You'll go down to CKB. I have auto withdraw, and then you have your public address of where you're depositing it. I use crypto.com right now. I haven't received anything yet since I obviously just started mining yesterday, but it does show I have 21 CKB. So first, yeah, and foremost, before you guys look into that, go link your external wallet so you guys can get your deposits from your mining. You'll click on CKB. You're going to see manage profit statistics, coin information. Right now with my 2 boxes, I got a 2.15 terahash, and then 1 hour time frame. I guess it's at 2.13. There's a bunch of statistics under manage profits. This is the most important thing that people ask. So I just started yesterday, but I haven't been running it 24/7. You know, I've been tweaking, messing with with like certain temperatures with the temperature gun, make sure everything's safe and good to go. But each day ends at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. So let's see, it's 9:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time. The last hour and 7 minutes, I've made 17 CKB at 2 cents. But if you do want to see what I made on the daily, you click on this down here. So on the 17th, I made 21. And then yesterday was not that bad, actually, guys. 183 CKB, and the current price right now is like a little over 2 cents, which comes to almost about $5. And I didn't run it all day. So like I said, guys, if you go back to the hourly chart, you can see that last night I didn't run it from 11 o'clock until then. Whenever I woke up at 7, I ran it for a couple hours, and then I had to go get a new part, so I shut it off for about an hour. Started running it ever since. Hash rate was up, went down, goes down and up. So currently to right now, I'm at 17 CKB. So that's it, guys. That's pretty much all you got to do. So now, if you want to do your other box, what you have to do, you have to go back through the entire same process. You'll bring up the Yada BC. So yeah. So then you'll have to configure that one too, the same exact process. So you'll open this up, you go click the button on the second miner, right click it, open that up, bring up this tab. You're gonna unlock it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, assign your pool to it. Like I said, once you add your pool here, DX pool, put your username and password that you created in there. You'll have 2 of them up there. Just remove the old one and keep the one that you just created. And then once you link that up, update the firmware, and then boom, done. That's pretty much it. Then you'll go back to your dxpool.com. Sit back and relax, guys. That's all I have for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. A little bit longer. I kind of go into detail just so you guys can completely understand from a simple level. Like I said, this is my first mining rig that I've set up. Pretty easy and straightforward for me, especially. It's not really that technical. So hopefully you guys were able to follow along. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please leave it down below. Give it a thumbs up, share it. It helps with the YouTube algorithm and whatnot. And yeah, like I said, if I'm assuming price-wise that I'm probably can make between $5 and $8 just on these 2 alone in CKB at the current price. So if the price goes up to 10, 20 cents or whatever, and you're mining this, you're doing pretty well. Electricity factor and whatnot, I hear it's just like powering a graphics card, so it doesn't use much energy when you're running it. I don't have the data for that, but just a huge shout out to 6fig Stock Trader. I initially used his video. It was easy to set up, and then I decided to make my own video going a little bit more in depth about some of the products and whatnot. So shout out to him. Go check his channel out. He does a lot of CKBTA and whatnot. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, thumbs up. Crypto Airborne is out.